we on?
Yeah.
Right then, hello Barham. Obviously it's Mrs Bouweraerts here. Miss Porter is filming me and I am in the year 4 classroom, Mrs Dyer's classroom, joined by various meerkats. So, one of my favourite stories that I'm going to read for you, and I will read a few more that I brought in from home, is called The Lorax by Dr Seuss. And this is part of the Earth Friendly project, so it's all printed on recycled paper. Okay, so are we ready? The Lorax by Dr Seuss. Here he is. This is the Lorax and he'll appear later in the story. At the end of town where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing except in old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And there's the sign, it says the street of the lifted Lorax. And here it's very dark, isn't it? And this little boy here is coming along there. I wouldn't fancy walking down that street on my own. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax? And why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old Onceler still lives here. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkin on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkin cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof. And on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay. And here's his house. You can just see his eyes there peeking out. And this bucket here. Look, and there's the little boy down there. Oh, he's dropped something in there. I wonder if he's going to tell him. On the end of a rope, he let down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes the most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snuff, his secret strange hole in his gruffless glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper phone. For the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. See what he says. Slop. Down slips the whisperman phone to his ear. And the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a sniggly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding grey, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the clouds were still clean and the song of the swummy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place. And I first saw the trees, the truffler trees, the bright-coloured tufts of the truffler trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. What a lovely place. Got all the colourful trees. And here he is, coming along in his Onceler wagon. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots, frisking about in their barbaloo suits, as they played in the shade and the truffler fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. There's the humming fish. And here's the brown barbaloots. And here he is again. Oh, what's he doing? He's pulling on the trees. But those trees, oh, those trees, those truffler trees. All my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. I can see an axe. I wonder what he's going to do with that. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Here it is. Oh, look what he's doing. He's making something. Then I chopped down a truffle tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. Thneed? I wonder what a thneed is. That instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man describing, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. No, it is not, Mr. Thomas. Let's have a look. What is it? Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed. What's that thing you've made out of my truffle and tuft? He's not very happy. Look, Lorax, I said. There's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful, actually. This thing is a thneed. A thneed's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that filth need. Oh my goodness, what is that? I can only think of one person that would buy that in this school, and she's behind the camera. But the very next minute I proved he was wrong. For just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the thneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy, you never can tell what some people will buy. But look, Brown Barber Luke's look a bit scared in the background. I wonder why. Oh no. I repeat, cried the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Once family to get mighty rich. Whoa! Get over here fast. Take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at the Wee Hawken, sharp right at South Stitch. Here he is, look, building his machines. Wonder if they come. Ooh, look at all of them.